Okay. Hello, community. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this next Astar Community call. We are very excited to share with you some great news, and that is important to have here with all of you. So, thank you for joining us in this call, and I want to start the presentation of our guest in this situation. So, let's start with G. So, let's say hello, G.
Hi, hello everyone. Really glad to be here again. It's been such a long time, and I'm glad that we are doing this community call, especially that we have a lot of things to discuss with you regarding the next steps for Astar, and especially the roadmap that we published last week. So thanks, Carlos, for inviting us.
Amazing. G from Astar Foundation, head of marketing, is here with us. And also, we want to invite Maarten, head of Astar Foundation. So, hello, Maarten.
Hello, Carlos. Hello, G. Great to be here. So, for those who are tuning in, not familiar with myself, my name is Maarten. I'm head of Astar Foundation. Been working a bit on Astar together with Sota for more than 4 years. Still grinding as it was day one, as we are pursuing as well with a phase 2 roadmap that we will discuss later. So happy to be here. Looking forward for explaining more related to Astar Evolution, and also very keen to get your questions as well at the end to cover this and to give you the right transparent answers as well to all the questions that you might have. So thank you for having me, Carlos, and looking forward for this AMA. Thank you.
Thank you to you, Maarten, for accepting the invitation, and having you here is good news. And also, we have a great guest today with us, and it's Sota. Hello, Sota.
Hi Carlos, hi G, hi Maarten. My name is Sota Watanabe, CEO at Startale Group. Thank you very much for having me today. I'm excited to share what's coming next from Startale Group. And by the way, is X down right now? Only me? I cannot see X. Maybe it's down.
X is down for me also.
Oh, it's down. Okay.
Yeah. In the chat, there is only comments from YouTube, so I guess only YouTube is working for the live.
I see.
That's a pity.
Is that recorded? Is this recorded, by the way?
Yes,
it is recorded
interesting.
and available on YouTube.
Okay, well, it's really great to have you here, guys. Thank you, Sota, for joining us in this call, Maarten and G. And yeah, as G mentioned before, there will be a great space to talk about a lot of things and important things for Astar. And yeah, we'll focus on Astar and toward the roadmap. So yeah, let's start. I want to start with our invited today. So yeah, thank you again, community, for joining us in this call. We have a lot of things to discuss. They will be our main summary for the call, and we want to break down every point with you because it's really important to us share. So I want to start with Astar Road to Evolution. So G, this is your moment.
Thank you. So you are probably like all aware, but last week we published a blog post, which was Road to Astar Evolution Phase 2. So that's basically the roadmap that we have planned for the next few weeks and months that we need to achieve in terms of like milestone and step before we can actually move on to Astar Evolution Phase 2. Astar Evolution Phase 2 has been something we've been talking about for quite some time now in the ecosystem, and I'm sure you are all waiting for. But before entering this phase, there is a few key points that we need to achieve. And this is also related to external partners and institutionals or like regulation that we are working on. Hence, it takes a bit of time. But here we have shared with you the major steps that we need to achieve for the next few weeks before we can enter this phase. Carlos, can you move on to the next slide, please? Okay. So this roadmap came after the discussion on the forum that we initiated, the RFC, regarding like the concept of the burn drop, because burn drop is one of the elements part of Astar Evolution Phase 2. We have shared as much information as we can at the moment during that RFC to explain the concept of the burn drop and get your feedback on this. And that we understood from the discussion that there were like some unclarity on the requirement necessary to reach Evolution Phase 2 and also for the burn drop. Hence, we have decided to publish this roadmap to give you like more clarity on those different milestones. So one of them is the burn drop POC. This one is also coming from the discussion on the RFC. There were like some confusions and a valid question also coming from the community, and we have decided to move to a POC, so proof of conviction that we call, but it's also a proof of concept, something I will explain in more details later during the call. The second pillar of this milestone is also like tokenomics 3.0, something we have brought to the community on the forum for discussions in Q2 this year, I believe, and has been in development until now. I will also share more updates on this. Third pillar is Startale App, a new product launched by Startale. So that will probably like share some insights and alphas for you regarding Startale App. But we'll be discussing also how Startale App is part of the plan for Astar. There is a topic of like Plaza interoperability. So as you know, Astar is being active on both ecosystem, Polkadot and also Ethereum with Sonium. We are always trying to keep a presence in all the major updates of those ecosystems. So when it comes to the Polkadot ecosystem, Polkadot roadmap is to launch Plaza, which is an EVM compatible parachain environment on top of Asset Hub to welcome new dApps and products on top of the Polkadot security framework. And we are also at Astar looking at Plaza because that's going to be like, as I mentioned, the next major focus on Polkadot. So there will be like a lot of good opportunity and growth opportunity for Astar to be present and contribute to Plaza. Also, as this update will launch potentially at the end of this year. And finally, Carlos will introduce the community program and revamping of the existing different program that we had on Astar. This one focusing on community program, but also ambassador program, governance program. Everything is aligned to continue our efforts on growing the ecosystem and increasing the utility of the Astar token, and also like the tokenomics and scarcity of the token. Thank you. Can you move on to the next slide, please?
Of course.
So the roadmap will take place over the next few weeks by the end of this year and also in early Q1 2026. We'll be giving more like details on the different milestones. I already like actually cover like all of those topics. So Maarten, anything that you want to share before we move on to more focus on each of those components of the roadmap?
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. And this situation, Maarten.
Oh, thank you for adding me here. Yes, I do have some things to mention. I know that we have been discussing the whole evolution phase 2 for quite some time already. And I'm very happy that we are getting closer. At the same time, it's also taking a little bit longer on our end to get this kicked off, but this is also because it's relied on several third parties as well. So regarding that front, we are preparing ourselves more towards making it like a real impact. And hopefully we can get this kicked off as soon as possible. With the POC coming as well very soon this year already, we hope to educate the community about how this burn drop actually would look like. Now, to add as well, an extra point here is that from Astar Foundation side, or mainly my role here as well as the other members like Carlos and G, the main focus for us is to ensure the value for the Astar token. We know that the current market, it's not the ideal market for Astar, but this comes as well with all the other altcoins in the market as well. We are taking extra measures and we are taking next steps as well to ensure there is like a reliable and a long-term future for Astar, as well as the token associated with the Astar network. So for that regards, we are continuing the development of ensuring that the foundation, being our network, is ready for this long-term future. That's why we are kicking off the Tokenomics 3.0. More information will be shared by G, but in short, this is all about ensuring that the inflation, as well as all the other related parts that does affect tokenomics of an asset, is addressed and is suited for the next years to come as well. This is the power of how Astar Network is being designed. It's being designed that we can always adjust certain parameters. We can adjust certain infrastructure to ensure this is always has a long-term future. So this is why we are able as well to reinvent the tokenomics like we did before. So I'm looking forward as well for the next tokenomics, that this will further enhance the utility, but also further enhance the scarcity of the Astar token. With the Startale app, it's one of the products that will be kicked out of Startale Group, where Astar will also be involved and one of the key assets being included in this application. We continue as well our efforts by going with the Astar token to multiple environments, one being Sonium that we did like last year, where we are one of the key core assets inside Sonium and still being there as one of the key players. At the same time, we continue our efforts as well into Polkadot. People will say, yeah, but where are you actually doing something in Polkadot? We always need to think about where goes the value back into the Astar token. Astar Network is not designed to please Polkadot. Astar Network is designed to please the shareholders and the stakeholders inside Astar Network. So our focus is as well to ensure that whatever we do on Polkadot comes back as well in value towards the Astar token. That's why we added as well Plaza here in our roadmap, because we do see Plaza as part of the Asset Hub as one of the major milestones that will change Polkadot and also the DOT token related to this. And we do feel that Astar can take as well a great play here in this next transition of Polkadot, where we will as well not only support just by being there on Plaza, but we are also looking in a way of how can we develop products coming from Astar Foundation that supports Astar token inside Plaza, for example. Another thing is related to governance. If you look at our current governance model, I must say that the current councils that are created are actually doing very great work. We have the community council who's looking over to dApp staking, who's looking over at the projects who are part of dApp staking, improving that, creating like policies on how to join, how to be as well delisted. And they have been created clear guidelines as well as support for the projects there. Another governance body that has been created is the AFC, is the Astar Financial Committee. What they are doing is that they are putting the Astar liquidity that the DAO or the collective holds into work. How are they doing this? They are actively putting out Astar tokens in different kind of products where it can earn yield and it can create like a diverse portfolio of assets. So if you would look now at the AFC that has been launched in, I believe, somewhere in July, we haven't sold any Astar token, whatever, but at the same time, by putting the assets to work, we already created like a stable coin pool of, I believe, over 70K. And this is just by putting, like I said, the asset at work. And this is something that we will continue doing. At the same time, AFC is also planning to support more the downtrend of the token price if there is some fluctuation on the market. They will also use those stablecoin reserve as well to buy back the Astar from the market. They are actively burning as well Astar tokens that they earn through dApp staking and so on. If you would like to know more related to what AFC is doing, they are posting a monthly report as well on the forum. So feel free to check this out. This is still the place where all discussions and future initiatives are taking place. If you are not familiar with the forum, just go to forum.astar.network. This is where you can participate not only in the RFC related to the burn drop, but also towards next initiatives like Tokenomics 3.0, further design. We do have some product coming out on the market from Astar Foundation in the next couple of months. So feel free to check this out as well when this comes on the forum. So this is the place where you can raise your voice, and your voice will as well be heard, and will be where you can find all the core contributors as well to answer to your questions. I think this is mainly it what I wanted to cover regarding the road to Astar Evolution Phase 2. Like G said in the beginning, we are now preparing everything for this Phase 2. So laying down this foundation goes step by step, but very important for sustainability and long-term future of the assets. So this is what I wanted to say. And if there are any questions, feel free to ask as well. Thanks, G. Thanks, Carlos.
Amazing, Martin. Yeah, it was a good and important information about this point. And I want to ask to Sota, from a startup view, how they can impact the community. And yeah, Sota, please share your thoughts.
Regarding ban drop.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Martin, for the explanation. I think ban drop is going to be important event for entire Astar community. And since we started Astar back in 2019, and we started Startale, which is the equity company, back in 2023, I think Startale is somehow, in some sense, is responsible for the Astar's growth, and we are committed to make Astar network bigger. And the strength of the Startale is the position in the market. I think almost very few companies are successful to be able to work with a big entity and the enterprises. Since industry is finally entering the crypto on chain, I mean traditional industries are coming to on chain. I think our positioning is much stronger than other competitors, and we already launched a chain with Sony, and we're gonna launch a chain with SBI tokenized stock chain. SBI is the largest financial conglomerate in Japan, and a couple of the key activities will be coming, such as stablecoins. So yeah, very excited to contribute to the Astar and include Astar token economics into the existing product, such as Startale App, stablecoin, and beyond.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sota, for sharing that thoughts. I'm really impressive to that part. And well, as Martin mentioned and G before, one of the main pillar from this phase 2 that road to Astar Evolution is Tokenomics 3.0. And well, we have a lot of conversation on this in the forum and all their community platforms. So I want to ask to G if we can talk more about Tokenomics 3.0 and some update regarding this point, because it's really important to community know what really happened and how this involved in Astar Evolution. So please, G.
Yes, thank you. So just to remind everyone about what is Astar Tokenomics 3.0. So basically our intention is to move from the inflation model that we have at the moment to a fixed supply model. So reduce drastically the inflation over the next few years to make sure that there is no new Astar created, which will contribute to the selling pressure on the Astar token. So therefore, we have come up with these proposals of completely revamping the tokenomics, which is also one of the first in the space to move from linked inflation to fixed supply. You can find more information about this on the forum. There is a dedicated thread and topic on the topic on the tokenomics 3.0 and the plan. But when it came to the timeline, we were expecting to roll out this over a year, but good news, we have made significant progress on this, and we can potentially launch much earlier than expected. So at the moment, Tokenomics 3.0, the technical implementation has been already done by our L1 team, and the Tokenomics is already implemented on Shibuya, which is a testing network for Astar. We are conducting some intense tests, because I mean by this, we are increasing the the tokenomics model to impact Shibuya over like a short period as if it was a long period on Astar. So basically what would happen with tokenomics 3.0 on Astar in 1 year is happening at the moment on Shibuya in 1 month. This gives us a lot of like insights on if the code development that we have been doing by the L1 team is as expected, and in terms of the impact on the tokenomics. And for the moment, we can say the results are like extremely positive. We are still doing some tests and aiming to share those test results and an update on the forum in the next few weeks. And once this is shared with the community and more concrete, then we can discuss with all of you guys for the rollout on Astar network as well. So in terms of like time, our expectation at the moment is to initiate the governance discussion by the end of this year and having like a final rollout and activations on the mainnet in early 2026, potentially January or February. But I just want to highlight here that before any executions or activation on Astar, we need to pass this governance, and there will be like 2 steps in governance. First one is more like a community alignment, general like governance proposals to make sure that the entire ecosystem is interested by moving to this new tokenomics 3.0 for Astar. And in the second time, there will be like the referendum to activate this on chain by doing a runtime upgrade. So that's it for like tokenomics 3.0. If you have any questions, feel free to share them in the chat. Oh yeah, and one thing that I want also to clarify with you is in the proposal we are mentioning a max supply of 10.5 billion Astar, which was the expectation with the design the first time that we created the proposal of tokenomics 3.0. So meaning we have done the estimation of the max supply of 10.5 billion based on the parameters of the network and the tokenomics of Astar at that time. But this doesn't take into consideration any like potential burnings or events to reduce like a token supply or impact tokenomics from other initiatives. And what I mean by this is related to the burn drop. So burn drop is something where we aim to burn as much Astar token as possible to again like reduce the token supply of Astar and increase the scarcity. And the amount of Astar burn during the burn drop will be also deducted from this predicted token supply that we have estimated at 10.5 billion. So in short, if during the burn drop event 2 billion Astar are deposited and burned, then the max supply of Astar post tokenomics 3.0 will be 8.5 billion. Sorry. So just to clarify this. So the more token we burn, the better like the tokenomics of Astar is improving.
Good, G. When we talk about roadmap and evolution phase 2, it's good to see how the pillars is connect between us. It's good to explain this to community. So thank you so much. Also, other important point that I want to highlight is everything that we are talking about has been decided through governance. The community is part of this process. The community is provide their feedback. So it's good to share this that together we're building the future of Astar. I like to say that. So I want to continue, G, because this point is really important, but I want to talk about, or that you talk about us, more detail about Astar POC. What is exactly POC and yeah, what this means for the community?
Sure. So just to take a step back before talking about the POC, I want to explain again like what's the Astar burn drop. So the burn drop is a mechanism where Astar users can deposit Astar token which will be locked into a contract during the entire period of the burn drop and will be burned, so removed from the chain completely, and the participants will receive something in return. So at the moment, as mentioned in the RFC, This is something related to Startale ecosystem, tokens from Startale ecosystems. We cannot reveal at the moment exactly which token or tokens will be part of the burn drop as a reward for the participants because of like external factors and also alignment with those different projects. So we want to focus mainly on the mechanism behind the burn drop before talking actually on the tokens themselves. So since we published like this RFC during the month of October on the forum, there were like a lot of questions coming from the community and some confusions also on our plan and expectation and the understanding of the concept of burn drop. So first of all, I want to again thanks all of you to provide your inputs, concerns during the discussion on the forum. This is exactly what we expected from opening this RFC, and it helps us a lot to understand what we need to address before actually launching the burn drop. Burn drop will be such an important event for Astar as part of Astar Evolution Phase 2. So we want to make sure that you have all the elements that you need before making decisions. For example, there is in the chat a question related to the token. This is something we make sure to share in advance before like the burn drop take place, several weeks, several months before. So you have time also to understand like what you are getting into and make your decisions with all the information at your end. So as part of this efforts to start educating around the concept of burn drop, we came up with this idea of doing like a POC. So POC for proof of concept, but in our case, proof of convictions, is an experimentation of the burn drop concept on-chain on Astar L1. And we are aiming to do this by the end of the year. So you can, as a user, participate in the burn drop POC with like a small amount of Astar to understand the process and make your decisions for the real burn drop event. So the flow will be pretty simple, especially for like the POC. You deposit Astar token, they are locked in some vaults. There is a waiting period, and then after you can claim the reward. So in the case of the burn drop POC, that will be an SBT, so NFT, soul-bonded NFT token on Astar EVM, which we call a burn drop passport. And this one is more a recognition of your participation in the POC, and it will give like some benefits and advantage during the real burn drop event. On Astar, we have been always favorable and supportive of the Astar community that participating in early project or initiatives, taking some advantage compared to like other members joining later, and that's also a way for us to again give back to the one contributing to shaping and improving the product with us along the way. So the burn drop POC, as I mentioned, is expected for the end of this year. So we do a lot of like education around it, and also aiming to collect as much feedback and impressions from you guys. So potentially some topic will be open on the forum where you can provide your inputs on what should be improved, changed, what you like, those kind of things. So we have as much information and data as possible to prepare like the real burn drop event that's take place next year.
Wow, really, really impressive and important information, G, to share with us. And I want to invite Maarten because I have a good question. Is why POC exists, Maarten, and how much important is this for Astar Foundation?
Okay, like it's something that G already mentioned. It's all about education. It's similar, like the burn drop itself. The idea came from the lock drop. I'm not so sure if there are still many people here listening in who are familiar with the lock drop, but it was the initial phase where Astar was born from, where you had to lock ETH and you could get like the Astar token in return. This is something similar and it's based on this. And when we did the lock drop, one important thing that we did was education, ensuring that people actually understand what they are doing and what they are getting into. This is something that we will do as well with the POC, because the burn drop itself is also something not done before. It's something new. It's something new for any other ecosystem out there. And we created this burn drop for education purposes, but also to create their actual burn drop to be top notch, to be like a real game changer for maybe future projects as well to adopt. So we are looking forward for this one, for the POC, even though it's just a SBT that you can get. But in return, you also need to lock a very small amount. We will not ask huge amounts here. This is purely for educational purposes, as well as to reward early participants when the real burn drop will be designed and will be pushed in production. So I'm looking forward for getting the feedback from the POC. We will have like the designs ready to share as well as alpha in the next coming weeks. And then the real education starts, and hopefully your participation will be as well rewarded by joining this POC. So this is very important for the Astar Foundation, because this is where everything will start for the actual burn drop. So every participation is more than welcome to join. And if you do have further questions related to this, as mentioned many times before, the forum is the place where your voice will be listened to as well as be taken in consideration. So thank you for that. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you to you, Martin. Thank you to you. And well, Sota, do you have any comments to share with us?
Yeah, thank you very much for explanation, Maarten. I think Burn Drop is the most important event for entire history of the Astar. Information we announced is pretty much a little bit limited because of the dependency. But a lot of the people, a lot of the companies, a lot of the projects are exploring and issuing the new token, just like Coinbase, Base, Circle, Arc, and we are in touch with this project. And Burn Drop is one of the way to participate in this kind of opportunity. Startale provide. Yes. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Sota.
Yeah,
Of course.
just before we close the topic and move on to the next step, I just want to highlight, if you have any questions related to what we discussed during the call today, feel free to write in the chat. We have also already answered many questions that we received from the community on the forum, so feel free to also review like the RFC discussions. There is more details on the entire like flow and mechanism of the burn drop POC on the forum. But again, this is the best place, as Maarten mentioned, to share your question and get some like answers and clarity on the different products that we are launching. Thank you.
Thank you to you. Yeah, good to mention. If any people from the community have any question, please share here, because we have Maarten, we have Sota and G, and we can't talk with them. So please share with us your questions. And well, I want to continue to the next topic, because it's a good and important topic, not only for Astar, it's for entire Startale ecosystem. So I want to invite Maarten and Sota to talk us about more about this new product, what it happens, and yeah, please share with us more information about Startale App.
Yeah, Startale is the gateway and the interface of the on-chain economy. We're gonna start from Sonium, but we're gonna definitely contribute to Astar, and we're gonna have a couple of the chain incoming. So we just announced the brand of the Startale App, and we are doing the private beta test, and we're gonna make it public step by step. Inside of the Startale App, there is the swap function, having an asset management function. In the long run, maybe you can manage a tokenized stock, RWA, and a couple of the other things. And you can also contribute to entertainment use cases, such as gaming, music, movie, and so on, and tokenized IP as well. So I would like to make it as the all-in-one interface, a super application for our on-chain economy. Maarten, maybe you can talk about the detail.
Yeah, I will talk a little bit about regarding the detail. I will just go over the bullet points to give some extra information. So as Sota mentioned, the Startale app is the gateway to what Startale Group is building or connected to. When I say building, this concludes Astar, and connected to this includes Sonium, Future as well, the chain as well that we are cooperating with SPI as well. So we can see it more as a super app for the Startale ecosystem. And it will be an all-in-one gateway where you can manage your wallet, your assets, all the activities, rewards. We will also use this as the home as well for the future burn drop as well. So you have to go through the Startale app to participate. This is something that we will use as well as funnel more people into this app to ensure that there is like a decent amount of users in this, and we will provide whatever feature available to onboard the next generation coming into Web3. The current generation in Web3 is already very educated about how Web3 works, but there is a whole new generation coming into Web3 where we want to be that gateway for. And this is where the Startale app will come into play. So it's designed for mainstream onboarding and for everyday use. You can see it's similar as well, any application that you will use on your mobile. It will be as well the foundation regarding future rewards, airdrops, and start points. To come to future rewards and airdrops, this is as well burn drop projects that will be participating into the Startale app. Will have a feature as well related to mini games coming in as well. And then the start points is a Startale initiative where you can earn points related to participation. You can see it's similar as how Binance Wallet does it as well with their points. It will have a similar kind of feel. Let me say it like this. As you can see here now is already like a screenshot of how it would look like from the web version. This is still like a beta version, and we will be releasing the beta version very soon to friends and family, as we call it. We already had like a good participation on the wait list. So over 7,000 people already added themselves as part of the wait list. If you haven't joined the waitlist yet, feel free to check out the Startale Group X account, if X is up and running, where you can also join the waitlist and be part of the first initial wave coming into the beta version or in the later launch version as well. That's what I wanted to say. And here you can see as well more screenshots related how it would look like. Swap feature, the mini apps will be part of this together with Forecaster. Funding, it will be the on-ramp payment system as well if you want to be on-ramped into Web3 and buy assets as well. And then as well the multi-wallet management, because Startale app will not only focus on, let's say, Sonium, it will also include Astar and as well future chains that we have a close relationship with, where you can collect star points and be part of the rewards of that new ecosystem added as well into the Startale app. So yes, thank you.
Thank you so much to Maarten, Sota. Yeah, the Startale app is a good product, and a lot of people is saying that love this new feature, and well, we want to be excited to try it, Startale app. So it's good to have in the ecosystem. I want to ask
and,
Sota.
sorry.
Yeah, sure.
And other things. One more things. One alpha is we are pretty much focusing on the stablecoin as well, because stablecoin is the hot things. And instead of a bunch of the volatility, we would like to focus on a tangible assets, which is the USD and the Japanese yen. And we do have a strong advantage in JPY stablecoin market because I'm a Japanese founder, and JPY is one of the most trusted currency across the globe, and recognized as one of the most lowest borrowing rate currency in the market. So by leveraging the JPY stablecoin, USD stablecoin, and a couple of others, we would like to increase number of the users of the Startale app. And by increasing number of the Startale app, we would like to onboard many of the people on chain. And we are using account abstraction behind the Startale app, so people can log in to the Startale app with Gmail without private key. So yeah, very excited to make the announcement in detail.
Well, of course, they will be the kind of application that we share with anything, because anything we can interact with blockchain using Startale App without note that is interacting with blockchain. So it's a good news, and thank you, Sota, for sharing this with us. I want to ask you, Sota, what is your vision behind Startale App? How do you see Startale App in the future, and yeah, how they can impact the community? Are you muted?
Yeah, sorry. So the a lot of people are going to use on-chain, and the interface is the most important domain we have to secure as the company. And we are tokenizing everything, such as IP, stocks, RWA, other RWA, and even more. So beyond crypto, we would like to offer the interface and the wallet to manage assets under your control. So, by having Startale App, we can navigate users to use applications. So if number of the Startale App is increased, the number of the application user on the top of the Sonium on the top of Astar will be increased. If the number of the users in a chain ecosystem is increased, the chain value also increased. So Startale App is the strategically important project as the first step to more tangible value on the top of Astar, Sonium, and our chain ecosystem.
Thanks, Sota, for sharing all those alpha with the community. I just want to highlight a last thing. So there is also like the Superstar Incubation Program, which is launching with Startale App, was opened a few days ago. So there is still like time to apply for any builders listening to us. And this is not only concerning builders on the Sonium ecosystem, but this is also like the gateway for Astar builders if they want to develop and leverage this new channel and platform to grow their community and product. So the expectation is that mentioned by Maarten and Sota, Startale App is first launching on beta on Sonium, but will be also collaborating on the Astar side with Startale App team to make sure that Astar is also part of the roadmap and the different products launching inside Startale App. So for Astar users, this is your way to manage your assets on Sonium, especially like the Astar assets at the moment, but in the future also managing your assets on Astar EVM. And for builders and developers on Astar, this is a new gateway where you can build new applications with new users on Sonium through like the mini apps. But the Astar token is always present on Sonium, so that's something you can also integrate in your applications, bringing like more utility to the Astar token and connecting with the Astar ecosystem. So yeah, feel free to check out the blog of Startale website. You have like all the links there to apply for the whitelist mentioned by Maarten, but also for the incubation program. It's still open for application at the moment.
Amazing, G. Amazing. What are the requirements for project to join Superstars incubation? Can you share with us?
At the moment, it's just filling a form. There is like an MVP version that is requested. So the team prefers to focus on applicants which have already an existing an ID first, but also like a existing product or MVP product, not just a ID. So it's almost like ready to be launched on Startale App as part of the beta. So I will say like for the applicants, well, if you have already an ID, you have already like a team behind you, you have already like some mockups or versions or code like ready. Again, as mentioned before, you can use like the Farcaster framework to build on Startale App. So feel free to apply. There is a lot of applicants at the moment, but there is always room for quality project to apply and be part of like the first way of mini app launching on Startale App.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, well, community, this is your opportunity to participate in a Startale in a new incubation program called Superstar Incubation, and yeah, build the next good mini app that will be part of Startale app ecosystem. So thank you, G, for sharing this with us. Thank you, Sota, as well, for sharing this good insight and share some alpha with us. And yeah, that we know that there will be a great opportunity to all the community. This will be a great product for everyone, for Astar ecosystem, for Sony ecosystem, well, Astar collective itself. So thank you so much for sharing this with us, guys. And we can continue now to the next topic. And the next topic is something that we are really excited to share with you. This is work in progress and will be released soon, but we want to talk about the new Astar Community Program. What this means for community? Well, basically, we are developing the next phase for Astar Community, and it's called the new Astar Community Program. This community program is a dual framework where is composed for those important cores. The Astar Ambassador Fellowship, this is something that we can talk about more to our. But we have also as well the governance program. The governance program will be more focused on educate the people to participate in Astar governance, and of course use their ACTR to provide their opinion, their decision to Astar Evolution. So our plan with this community program is basically composed on 5 roads, and we want to provide all ambassadors and all community members of progressive roads that we can track throughout guild using on-chain criteria and other things. So basically, this program will be overseen by ACC. We know that ACC is our Astar Community Council that is part of our governance, and is a good governance body that he provides many important things for ecosystem. So yeah, we are really excited to share it with you. I want to share some insights. There will be looks the page. We are using Guild. Basically, you can go to Guild and see our page, see how many NFT you can collect, and every NFT is a soulbound NFT that you can collect in your wallets. Basically, this represents your authority and your membership to Astar Collective. This enzyme, so these assets are created by our community, and we want to share with you how this works. So what the community think if we can try it. Basically, let's see the in action. So let's see how this happens. Again, I want to ask the community is if you have any question or you want to share something, please go ahead and do it here, because we are in a community call, so we want to provide you all the information you want to ask. So, okay, well, let's see how is Guild, how looks inside this Astar Community Program, how is the community involved in everything here, and well, let's show you how it works. Basically, you can go to guild.astar, is your main page. This is how this works. Basically, the main page where you have all the information. We have different roles that the community can collect. We have community members that if you complete some task we have in the platform, basically you can collect your NFT and collect points. And this point, it will be thrown you to our leaderboard. Our leaderboard is the page where our community can see how many earn and how many is your contribution to the ecosystem. We have other roles important like Visitor Aspirant if you want to see a core member of our ecosystem. And also we are implementing a new ambassador program focused on on-chain application, on-chain actions that we can track through Guild, right? So basically this is our new roles. Every role have a great NFT collection that you can obtain if you complete some task. So we want to invite all the community participate in this program because it's a good opportunity to spread and share the vision of Astar ecosystem, right? Basically, this is how it works. you can simple collect and complete the task. Every verification is thoroughly killed and is automatically. Some tasks will be overseen by ACC, but mainly we will focus on this application, right? So, yeah, that is the main topic. That is the main page that we can share um, about the new Astar Community Program. And yes, I know that many people have a lot of questions here. We can open the all information that we shared before. Let me share the screen again. And we want to open the question from community. So yeah, if you have any question, this is your moment. This is your moment to share with with Maarten and Sota, because it's a moment to share with what is the question the community have. So yeah, go ahead. I want to share the first question with you, G, and is basically, will the two burn drops be executed before tokenomic 3.0 is fixed, or what will be happening in this point? Yeah, that's the question.
Okay, so for clarification, to make it simple, first we'll have the burn drop POC, then we have like tokenomics 3.0, then we have the real burn drop event. Burn drop POC is before like burn drop event, which makes sense because that's where we'll be experimenting and testing the concept of the burn drop to improve like the real burn drop. And tokenomics 3.0 is one of the pillars leading to Astar Evolution Phase 2. And as I mentioned before, our expectation is to have this activated on chain if this is passing like governance approval at the end of this year or like really early next year. So potentially like January or February. That's what we are in terms of like targets. If the test on Shibuya are also confirmed, and if we are passing the governance process, which we are positive and confident will take place, considering like the feedback that we have received from the community at the moment.
Good. Thank you for this answer. We have other important question from community here is, will there be only two boom drops? Well, this we answered before, but if you can share more details about this, it will be amazing. G.
Yes. Okay, I understand now. If there will be like multiple burn drop events in the future. So at the moment, we are planning only like one burn drop for next year, but this one will be divided into like small phases, short phases. Like I mentioned, locking period, waiting period, and claiming period, those kind of like designs. But this is not yet fixed as we are still designing the entire like burn drop. But from off the foundation side, we are only working on one burn drop event at the moment. But again, because like this mechanism is also something new, that's something we can always reiterate in the future if this is a request from the community or if there is like opportunities to do such thing again, which will always benefit to Astar and especially like the Astar token by removing more and more token from the circulating supply. So we are not close to it, but we are focusing only on one burn drop event now.
Okay, good to know. Well, we have this question from Dennis on YouTube right now, and is, will Astar stay long term after the boom drop? Will ACTR be better than the boom drop token?
Yes. So the answer is pretty simple. Yes, because burn drop is only like one of the key element of Astar Evolution Phase 2. So there is other things in the pipeline that we cannot reveal now, unfortunately, like I mentioned before, because of agreement with partners. But we have plans for the continuity of Astar post like this burn drop event, and what will be like the direction of the network. One of the things we are extremely focusing and considering on is Astar is born from Japan, born from like Sota's mind and the rest of the team at that time. And that's something which has been like always the strength of the network and the strength of the ecosystem is the connections and the deep roots that we have in the Japanese market. Something we want to refocus on Astar is also like going back to Japan and putting Astar as one of the key players in the Japanese Web3 industry and economy. So we'll be focusing also Astar Evolution around that aspect. So yeah, there is plan for post the bundle. And to answer like the second part of the question, will it be better after the bundle token? Answer is also yes, because as I mentioned, bundle will decrease significantly the supply of the Astar token. So kind of like refreshing, re-putting the foundations of the economy of our ecosystem in a better shape with like less token in circulations, and then we can start again or continue what we've been doing until now with like a better token economy.
Okay, good to know. We have other question related to Startale App, and Inkul ask when Startale App will available. We can share something, Anieta?
Startale App, right? Startale
Yes.
App is already available for internal members, and we are checking and we are fixing the bug right now. And we're gonna open a public beta, only invite the people only. I think in coming weeks, Maarten can share the concrete detail. And then from the next year, we are going to open the beta in public. I think from February or March. Maarten, am I correct?
Yes, correct. So currently we are planning to release it to, like we call it, the friends and family from internal members. Not only like when we say friends, also comes as well with like the core contributors as well inside the Astar community. They will also be part of this, where we will make like a closed circle to gather as much feedback as possible. We are targeting here around 100 users, between 100 and 500, where we will work very closely with them of gathering feedback, how to improve, what kind of missing gaps we didn't identify internally. Everybody would then be able to test every feature out, coming from swapping, stablecoin, on-ramp, off-ramp, those kind of features. And then the public beta launch will be somewhere in Q1 next year. Why we are waiting until Q1 next year? This is also to ensure that if we launch this product, it's also stable to get like a mass inflow of users. So we have to ensure that the infrastructure as well as the application suits the thousands of people joining. So we don't want to launch a product that fails or goes down from day one. We want to have like a very solid product the moment we do the public launch. So that's why we first do the initial friends and family launch, get all the feedback there, and then do the heavy marketing as well as the push to public in Q1 next year. So that's why we have the waitlist added here as well to keep everybody informed and to also get people in badges into the new application as well, into the Startale app. So that is the timeline currently.
Thank you. Thank you for answering, Maarten. We have just more questions and we can conclude. Basically, the first question is, Marco asked, Startale app having planned to connect with DApp staking. So I think they are asking if they can use the Startale app to make ACTR staking. They will be in plans?
This is currently not part of the roadmap of the Startale app, but the good thing is the mini games, the mini apps that will be part of the Startale app. This is an open framework for Forecaster that will be integrated into the Startale app, and this is where any developer can create an application to do certain activities. One thing that is as well something that we at the Astar Foundation are also considering is to launch as well the Astar Foundation maybe mini app where dApp staking is part of that. So people can use the Startale app as a gateway to join dApp staking as well. It's a very easy integration, and I think it would be very great as well for our community and for future inflow of users to see those possibilities to earn as well the dApp staking yield. So there are plans, but it's not coming from Startale app itself. This is why the mini apps is a crucial part of the Startale app, to open up more features, more opportunities to developers who think about how to further grow the Startale app and to take benefit of the users inside Startale app. The good thing about Startale App is it's of course associated with Startale Group. And what does Startale Group has is distribution channel. What do we mean with this is that we work very closely with Sonium, this chain of Sony, where we can utilize the distribution channel of Sonium to as well promote the Startale App. At the same time, we also will have the SBI coming in, where we can utilize their distribution channel as well to bring in more users. Then we have the stablecoin part. I will not drop any alphas. I'll leave that to Sota. But this is also a reason to bring in more users, because where else would you get like a stablecoin yen, for instance? It should be the Startale app, this from our perspective. So this is something that we are pushing. And then, of course, the Startale SDK. This is also very important, where this SDK can be used as well to different projects to also utilize the user base and also utilize the Startale app features. So a lot of things in the pipeline on that front. But when it comes to integration of dApp staking, not directly integrated in the roadmap of the engineers in the Startale app, but it's part of the where we see the mini apps going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much to you, Martin. I think it's enough. We have answered many questions, so it's good to interact with the core team in this. I just want to add something, and is you are in a good moment inside the Startale ecosystem in Astar Collective. Right now, we have a Startale App working. We have Astar dApp staking. We have Sonium working. So community is your moment to interact with the ecosystem if you don't do it yet. And of course, you are in Astar Collective, so continue contributing. Thank you so much, Sota, G, and Martin, for joining us in this call. It will be good to have you here. I hope to see you in the next call. And thank you so much, community, for attending, because this is for you, and this is a working that the core team doing for you to share and stay updated with you. So thank you so much. We have see you in the next call. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. And also don't forget
Bye-bye.
to go to the Astar forum if you have any questions. Happy to answer there. Thank you again for joining the call, Sota, Martin, and Carlos, for hosting the call as well. It was great to discuss with the community. Have a really good day, everyone.
Good day.